Oh no, you guys aren't ready for this. Here comes a Focus Blast. Boom! Hydreigon is out of there. Super satisfying. Alright guys, what is going on? DrumVillain here, bringing you some more Pokemon Go PvP content, and I'm here to talk to you guys about a Master League Premier Classic team, and this is a bit of an unusual team. We're going to be running Double Ghost. And this team's honestly been super successful for me. I'm up 150 points so far, and I've only done a handful of sets running it. I'm closing on an expert rank, so very, very strong team indeed, and not everybody's expecting what I'm bringing on this line as well. Now, if you guys are wondering where I've been the last few weeks, I did catch COVID-19. It's the first time I've had it since the pandemic began, and it kicked my ass a little bit. I've been wiped out, not had the voice or the effort for making videos. I've not even been doing as many battles. In general, my season total battles so far is still less than 400 matches played, so I am pretty behind in that sense, but also we're up in the 2600s at this point, so doing pretty well for ourselves as well. I am feeling a lot better now, just a little bit tired, a bit run down, but if you guys want to support the channel, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and let's take a look at today's team. So on the lead, we're bringing Dragonite, one of the strongest picks in general for the Master League Premier Classic anyway, and they gave it access to Superpower this season, which gives it great coverage against the steel types, means it's not completely walled by picks like Melmetal and Excadrill, things like that. It makes it a lot more punishing versatility because that Superpower hits hard from Dragonite. In the back, we're going to be bringing two ghost types, the first being Gengar because of its absolute versatility as a safe swap. This one's going to have Shadow Ball and Focus Blast because this is an old perfect Gengar. This is from way before Gengar Community Day, anything like that, so we don't have Shadow Punch. We're going for double nukes, Shadow Ball and Focus Blast to absolutely annihilate any Snorlax or Dark types that might come in to punish Gengar. And then in the back, we've got Chandelure, which with that fire typing helps cover against fairy types as well that might swap into our Dragonite on the lead. Really punishes Metagross hard, helps punish other steel types, as well as that Shadow Ball to nuke most neutral matchups as well. So the rough plan with this team is that if Dragonite does not get a good matchup, we're going to swap straight into Gengar, hopefully get shield advantage or take switch advantage back, and then get Chandelure lined up with the bad matchup for Dragonite instead, or vice versa, or at least sweep with shield advantage, which Chandelure is surprisingly good at doing. Now, Metagross lead, both Gengar and Chandelure do better than Dragonite, so we're going to swap straight into Gengar. And one advantage of Focus Blast is that on PV Poke, most Gengars are recommended to run Shadow Punch and Shadow Ball for a bait and then a hard hitting move, which would mean a dark type like Hydreigon would wall it, but not here. Boom! Hydreigon's absolutely wiped out, and now we've got switch advantage. The main problem here is that this Metagross is now able to get a decent energy advantage. We're going to come in with Chandelure, we're going to shield this up. If we get to the flame charge before they throw another move, we'll throw it to force a shield out of them if they want to spend the rest of the energy. And if they'd have got to the second medium ash or earthquake first there, we'd have just shielded up, farmed down entirely, and had a boatload of energy for whatever's going to be in the back. The Metagross is going to choose to give up a shield to get this second charge move off. We shield up, it's the earthquake, that's absolutely fantastic, definitely would have wiped out Chandelure. And in the back, there's the Florges. And Florges is the highest rated pick in Master League Premier Classic currently, and was the main reason I built this team like this, because Dragonite's a fantastic lead in general, but with Florges' release, it's very, very punishing to Dragon types, especially having access to that new Fairy Wind move for that very, very quick energy generation. Chandelure is going to prove it can hold its own here. We get the charge moves off, we're going to wipe them out, and Dragonite sees pretty much no play in that game. Gengar and Chandelure just sweeping up, and that first matchup is a perfect showcase of what this team's designed to do. Both Gengar and Chandelure share a lot of the same weaknesses, but Gengar has more versatile play with Focus Blast against a lot of them, so you can kind of bait that hardest counter out, maybe deal with it with Gengar or Dragonite, and Chandelure is a fantastic sweeper in the endgame, especially if you can get a shield advantage. The second matchup, we're going to swap to the Gengar again, bait out a Haxorus, which is a pretty punishing pick against Gengar, but we're going to go straight for this Shadow Ball. Can we take them out, or are they going to shield? They're going to choose not to shield. We can Shadow Claw down, and we just get switch advantage by 1 HP, which is very, very nice. Metagross is going to come in, finishes off, and we've got Chandelure now lined up against this thing, ready to go to work. Metagross is going to throw just before we get to the flame charge, so we're going to shield up, maybe throw 2 more Incinerates before we throw the flame charge. No, we're going to throw 1. We don't want to misjudge this Metagross's energy and have to shield again if we don't have to. We force a shield out of the Metagross though, which is very, very nice. So now we're going to shield up again, farm down entirely, and Chandelure, with already boosted attacks, going to be very threatening against whatever's in the back. To Gyarados, let's go, let's throw the Shadow Ball. Are they going to expect it? Are they going to get wiped out? They shield, but now we can get Dragonite in here, and although this is a Dragon Breath Gyarados, which you might think, well, that's going to do well against Dragonite, Dragonite's got such an overwhelming attack stat that the neutral Dragon Breaths from Dragonite are going to catch up to these super effective Dragon Breaths from the Gyarados. With one Dragon Claw, we're going to chip them down to the bottom realms of their HP, just farm them down, and the Metagross does not have enough chance to farm us down. If they had have bullet punched us down, there might have been a slight risk of them making it to a Meteor Mash against Chandelure, but it doesn't matter. We're going to get to that Dragon Claw, we're going to take them out, we're going to take that win. GG. A lot of people either don't seem to expect you to just go for the Shadow Ball or the Focus Blast on Gengar. I think a lot of them expect the Shadow Punch bait, and the good thing about not having Shadow Punch at all means you just go for the hard-hitting move, and sometimes that's going to pay off for you really, really well. Another great thing about this line is that both Gengar and Chandelure resist Charm, which is vital when you're running Dragonite. On the lead, you have to have versatility against those Charmers that you might run into. We're going to be punished with a Hippowdon swapping into us here against Gengar after we build up a lot of energy though, so we might make it to 2 Shadow Balls here, which we do. Are we going to get the shield out of this Hippowdon, or is it going to give up switch advantage? We do get the shield advantage, which is very, very nice, and we CMP tie, so we're just going to let this go. We'll let Gengar go down, and we're going to come in and farm down and get ahead on energy. We're going to come in with Chandelure because we're going to resist the Ice Fang, and it's very nice for Chandelure to not feel that much fast move pressure because it is quite squishy, and most Pokemon do give it quite a bit of fast move pressure as well as charge move pressure. So we've now got quite a bit of energy built up. Let's see what they've got in. They've got Excadrill, and Excadrill is pretty squishy. Chandelure is pretty attack weighted. This is a flame charge, but it is going to hit like an absolute truck. Excadrill is going to choose to shield up. They're going to misjudge our energy. They could have got off one draw run there and forced our shield, but they opt for a little bit of extra energy thinking they've got more time. They haven't. They get absolutely wiped out, and now we're going to be able to get to the Shadow Ball against this Primarina and definitely wipe it out with double boosted attack. Chandelure absolutely sweeping up another game, and that's going to be a GG. And that's 2 out of 3 games now where Dragonite's had 0 play. All it's done is lost lead, swap out, and Gengar and Chandelure between them have just swept the rest of the entire game, which just shows how strong those two can be paired up, because they're either going to force shields or they're going to wipe things out with those hard-hitting charge moves. Next lead, we've got Mamoswine. Now, Mamoswine is another devastating lead for Dragonite, with it being double weak to Ice, so we're going to swap straight into Gengar. And this isn't a good matchup for Gengar. Mamoswine outpaces us, and it's doing pretty decent Powder Snow damage to us here. It is going to add up pretty quick. We're going to go straight for the Shadow Ball. We're not here to bait, here to take them out. Bang! We do. Another person does not expect you to go straight for the hard-hitting move. Togekiss comes in, which we're very happy to have controlled switch advantage here, because there's a good chance with both Mamoswine and Togekiss on the team, the last Pokemon on this line is probably weak to Dragonite. We're absolutely hoping it is anyway. We don't want another game where Dragonite sees no play and we just get a Chandelure showcase. We're going to let the Ancient Power go. That hits pretty hard because Ancient Power did get a damage buff this season. They nerfed it quite a few seasons back, and then they've readjusted the attack power of it back up, but reduced the boost that you get. If you do get the boost, it's not 2 stages attack and defense, it's now 1 stage. So slightly less game breaking if they do get the boost, but means it's more useful for some charge move damage pressure as well. And you might think that we might have lost this game because this Metagross is going to be able to get to these charge moves and wipe us out, but we're just able to get to the Superpower. Normally the Dragon Claw wouldn't quite be enough. We're just able to clutch it. I think this might have been a CMP tie as well, but we're going to wipe them out, take them out, and we're going to take that win. Okay, we're 4-0 and we've lost 4 leads in a row. Gengar SafeSwap has been absolutely clutch in this set so far. What are we going to get in matchup number 5? It's an Avalugg. Dragonite cannot catch a break on this team today, so we're going to swap straight to the Gengar, we're going to swap out to the Haxorus, and we're going to go for the same strat as before. Let the Night Slash go through, because it will hit us pretty hard, but we can just survive it, and then if they let this Shadow Ball go through, we can control switch advantage. Is this Haxorus going to let it through? Nope, they're going to shield. Okay, this might seem like a really bad situation, but Dragonite deals fairly well with Haxorus. Haxorus itself is an amazing pick for the Master League Premier Classic, but those Dragon Breath users really punish it hard. Because if I have a Dragon Claw, absolutely no problem. Farm down entirely, and we're going to Superpower this Avalugg. This is going to hit like an absolute truck. If they let it through, they do, and does a good chunk of damage. Swap straight to Chandelure. What have they got in the back? It's the Excadrill. We've still got 2 shields, which means we can shield this up, we'll throw the Flame Charge, probably force the last shield out of them here, and then we can farm down entirely, throw a Flame Charge at the Avalugg, knock it out, and this game is as good as ours. Second Drillthun comes through. Even if it's a Rock Slide, actually, it probably would take us out because we're squishy, they're attack weighted. Decent move. But we've got the energy. This Avalugg has had 0 chance to do anything in this game apart from throw a couple of Ice Fangs, but it's not going to matter. We're going to wipe them out, take the win. GG, that's going to be a 5-0 set in which we lost every single lead. If that doesn't tell you how good Gengar is as a safe swap and Chandelure is as a sweeper, I don't know what else to tell you. Absolutely fantastic showing from this team. Got a few other matchups I want to show you guys, but I wanted to start with that 5-0 set because that was just so impressed with that. Losing every lead, winning every match is absolutely crazy. But let's take a look at some other matchups and just see where this team kind of falls apart and where it also still manages to hold its own very well. Now, here we've got a Dragonite mirror match on this lead, and this opposing Dragonite is running Dragon Tail rather than Dragon Breath. And as you're going to see, Dragon Tail is a very, very good fast move. It probably is a little bit better than Dragon Breath. Does depend on the kind of matchups you're in, though. If you're against like the steel types like Magnezone, Excadrill and Metagross, the Dragon Breath is better for overall damage output. But in like this kind of matchup where it's hitting for super effective, you can see that despite us having a higher CP in general, this Dragonite's going to be able to take us out and win that matchup and come out with a little bit of energy that we'll be able to throw into our Chandelure here. So whether you want Dragon Breath or Dragon Tail is up to you, but some will give you more advantages than others in different matchups. Magnezone comes in to meet a charged Chandelure, which is kind of crazy, but means they might be very, very weak to the Ghost or the Fiery moves in the back. So we're going to give up our last shield here to get off this Flame Charge and see what's in the back on this line. It is just a Mirror Shot, which is, I mean, it's not unfortunate because honestly Mirror Shot would have taken us out that HP range. Anyway, swap straight to Gengar. It's a Metagross in the back, and the good news is that on even energy, Gengar just outpaces Metagross to get to that Shadow Ball, and this will absolutely wipe out Metagross. One-shot it, boom, and we're going to take a win there. GG. Alright, now a situation I came across a lot would be an opposing Dragonite lead that would swap straight out, so maybe trying to bait out something like a Steel counter or something like that. Such as in this matchup, we've got Dragonite lead, they swap straight out into Metagross, and if they swap out into Metagross, I probably would recommend Chandelure as a punish over Gengar, because Metagross and Gengar get to their charge moves at a very similar pace. Gengar's only slightly faster, so if you're more than one fast move slow on swapping to Gengar, the Metagross is going to outpace you to that Meteor Mash. And those bullet punches can really add up if the Metagross chooses to opt 2 shields in that situation to try and control switch advantage, whereas Chandelure can put a lot more pressure on, and once you take out the Metagross, like here, we can force that shield back with a Shadow Ball, because if that Dragonite had not shielded that Shadow Ball, it would have got absolutely wiped out. Now, this Dragonite's got a lot of energy. It managed to farm off of the Chandelure. It's a little bit unfortunate. We're just going to go for Dragon Claw here. Hopefully take out this Dragonite. Maybe not. If they choose to shield, they're in a bit of a scary situation, and they do. We got to swap straight to Gengar, start getting as much energy as we can, and this is one situation where Shadow Punch would be very, very nice on Gengar, just to get rid of this Dragonite very quickly. We'd have had the energy there to throw it, get rid of the Dragonite, and hopefully have something in the back that Gengar can quickly get to a Shadow Ball and one-shot. But that Dragonite's going to wipe us out there, and we're going to lose that match. GG. In that particular game, a very fast swap to Gengar to punish the Metagross might have been the right way to go about it. Would have come out with less health to be found by the Dragonite, and just had been in better, stronger position, hopefully, towards that end game. This next matchup, Togekiss lead, swap straight to Gengar, and they're going to punish us with a, what's its name? Samurott. Now, Samurott gets energy incredibly quickly, can spam these Hydro Cannons pretty fast. I misjudged it a little bit, which is why I had to shield that Hydro Cannon rather than throwing a Shadow Ball first, but we're going to take some extra energy, throw the Shadow Ball, they don't shield, boom, they're out of there. We've lost shield advantage, but we do have switch advantage, and they come in with their own Chandelure, and Gengar's got enough health here to really put some work in, and this Chandelure's got to shield a Shadow Ball. It'd have to shield a Shadow Punch, otherwise it'd get wiped out. We're going to 1 HP and a Dream it to one more Shadow Ball. They're going to shield, they're going to let it through, probably shield, they've got a lot of energy at this point, and we're just going to bring in Dragonite, absorb whatever it throws. From this health, we can take a Shadow Ball. if they choose to throw a Shadow Ball, which they do. Hits us pretty hard, sure. Swap straight into our own Chandelure because we know the Togekiss in the back and probably coming in. And we're just going to build up some energy here, shield up this Ancient Power probably, and then just go for the Shadow Ball. Wipe out this Togekiss, and the opposing Chandelure is not going to have much chance to do anything. The opponent realises this and surrenders, and that's going to be a good game. A lot of these matchups just coming down to Gengar's ability as a SafeSwap to really control lineup, which is one of the most important things in Master League, because a lot of these Pokemon don't have much versatility against a wide variety of Pokemon, and a lot of their counters are quite punishing and quite hard counters. So, next matchup, Dragonite lead, they're going to swap into a Magnezone. We're going to punish that with Chandelure because, as you can see, the fast-moving Incinerates are devastatingly powerful. They shield, so we're going to shield. It's just a Mirror Shot, which is a little unfortunate because that means this is probably a wild charge. We're going to shield it up, give up our second shield, but this means we can farm down entirely. And this is where I make a mistake. What do I say? Get shields or get wrecked. We don't like to bait unless we absolutely have to. We didn't have to bait here. We should have gone for the Shadow Ball. The Dragonite lets it through. It would have been absolutely devastated by a Shadow Ball there. So now they've still got a shield advantage, which is absolutely awful for us. We're going to bring in Dragonite, attempt to farm down. They've got Metagross, and we needed to be on even shields at this point. But as you can see, we swapped pretty fast to Gengar, and the Metagross still beats us to this Meteor Mash, wipes us out. So we're in a very, very tough spot here. There's not much we can do. We're going to throw a Dragon Claw, hoping that the Metagross chooses to shield. But even if it does, we're still pretty much screwed. They can just throw a Meteor Mash, get us within Dragon Breath down range, and it's all over really. Now our only hope is to Dragon Breath down before they Bullet Punch us down, which is not going to happen, and we're just going to lose that game. And failing that Flame Charge bait probably cost us that game. I don't want to say that we would have won just if we would have thrown a Shadow Ball instead, because the way the opponent might have had something else up their sleeve to play around, and they still had a lot left to do in that matchup. But don't bait if you don't have to. We needed that shield back, and we lost the chance to get it, and it cost us very, very heavily. Alright, next matchup, Togekiss lead, we swap to the Gengar, we pull out a Gyarados. They're going to shield the Shadow Ball, they do, that's fine, and we're going to shield this up because we think we can get to another Shadow Ball. It is the Crunch, that's fine, we don't get the Defense drop, which is even nicer for us. We're going to just make it to this Shadow Ball and give us that second shield, or get out of here Gyarados. Swear to God, Shadow Ball comes through, they shield it up. Okay, so they've controlled switch advantage, their Togekiss is guaranteed to line up with our Dragonite, so we're not going to shield Dragonite at all. I don't care if this is outrage, we're putting everything on Chandelure with one shield advantage to sweep this game. So can we farm down entirely with Dragonite, we're going to swap straight to Chandelure, Togekiss comes in, and the Togekiss isn't swapping out. This means that maybe Chandelure, with the shield advantage, might actually be able to win this game for us. The Shadow Ball doesn't quite KO, which is a little bit unfortunate. We're going to have to shield this up. Ancient Power would take us out, Aerial would take us out, any move that Togekiss had to take us out there. And it's a Shadow Machamp in the back. They only have the chance to get the energy for a Cross Chop, which would not be enough. They have to make it to a Rock Slide, which is not going to be able to. We throw the Shadow Ball, boom, one shot, and Chandelure manages to sweep that end game. And that's only thanks to Gengar baiting out the Gyarados, which is the hardest counter to Chandelure on the team, and then sets it up with a shield advantage ready to sweep that end game. Like I said, Chandelure is disgustingly good if you can get that shield advantage. I do recommend it for the Master League Premier Classic, definitely. Now I can hear those of you in the background going, what about Garchomp? Garchomp could do so much work against the backline. On this team, Garchomp's so strong. It's like, yes, Garchomp is. And you're going to see here, Metagross lead, swap to Gengar, Dragon Tail Garchomp comes in, and we don't have the benefit of a Shadow Punch bait, so we're going to go straight for Shadow Ball. And if they shield this, which they do, they're going to be able to farm us down, and we are in a very, very tough spot. Even with them throwing here, which they didn't have to do, it's still really devastating for us because this Garchomp's got so much energy. The Dragon Tail's going to really chip away at Dragonite, and we have to shield this. It could be an Outrage, which would absolutely smite us into 1,000 pieces. Shield it up. It's just a Sand Tomb. There was a very ballsy call by them just to throw that and not the Outrage, but either way, it's really punishing for us. There's a Superpower at Metagross, which does a good chunk, does about 50%, but it's not going to be enough because we're going to swap to Chandelure. There's a Dragonite in the back, and that's a big weakness of this team. The double Dragon lines, where you've got something like Dragonite and Garchomp, or Dragonite and Hydreigon, anything like that's going to really punish this team pretty hard. You have to get lucky, or not get lucky, we have to get a Shadow Ball through from the Gengar to control switch advantage to have a chance against this kind of line. Otherwise, you're just going to get absolutely mincemeated like I am here. Going to get swept away. This Dragonite's just going to run away with this matchup. We're already gone. Doesn't matter. Down with 2 Pokemon left on the opponent's team. That's going to be a GG. Don't forget, by the way, guys, to please hit the like button if you are enjoying the content. And let's take a look at the last matchup that I want to show you guys. And this is going to be against a Haxorus lead, which is pretty positive for Dragonite. We didn't get many positive leads running this team, not going to lie. And we make a mistake. They swap in Magnezone, right? And obviously, Chandelure is the better answer because of the insane Incinerate pressure. Over time, we can definitely control switch advantage. Doesn't matter, boom! They must have been expecting a Shadow Punch bait there. They had so much energy they didn't get to throw, and Gengar just one-shots them straight out of there. Absolutely fantastic. But yeah, if someone swaps in a Magnezone, I recommend you swap in Chandelure to punish it just for that intense, fast move damage. Now, we get a Togekiss lined up against the Chandelure. We're just going to let the Ancient Power go through, and then the Haxorus is going to come back in. They have to throw a Night Slash to take us out here. They can't farm us down. We're double resisting those fast move counters. We're going to get a shield advantage and then just swap into Dragonite because we don't want this thing potentially getting too much of an energy advantage. We're just going to shield up and Dragon Breath down at this point. There's going to be nothing this Haxorus can do. And it's just to showcase really how punishing Dragonite is to Haxorus, as well as the potential for Gengar, even behind on energy, to surprise somebody going for that Shadow Ball and turning what should have been a bad counter swap by me still into a positive situation. And Gengar was really able to put some work in there against the Togekiss as well. So let me know what you guys think of the team down below. Obviously, if something like a Swampert gets past Dragonite, you're going to have a bad time, but that's why you SafeSwap Gengar. Hopefully pull something like that out. Dragonite deals with it. And as long as you don't get Dragonite locked against a Charmer, you're probably going to be in a pretty good position with this team in general. But as we've seen in some matchups, Dragonite didn't have to do anything, and Gengar and Chandelure can just run away with a matchup all by themselves. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch all you absolute legends in the next video. Bye.